Good morning, everyone. Welcome back here on KSPNtv. I'm your host, Cardin Rudy, followed by my co-host, McKinley Nguyen.
Hi, everyone.
And in this one, we will now be focusing on boys volleyball in the Channel League.
And before we start, once again, a big shout out to our sponsor, Pizza Man Dance, for the support here at KSPNtv.
All right, let's take a look at last week's results. Now, before we start, I would like to say that for boys volleyball and girls volleyball, we go by sets. So every point, or we go up to 25 points, and that's how you win a set. But starting us off, we have our Pacifica Tritons facing off against the Carpinteria Warriors, sadly losing 3-0. But we get another, we come back and win against Channel Islands 3-0, and sadly losing to Ventura 3-0.
Then we had our Ventura Cougars, who had a few games over this past few weeks. On Wednesday, February 18th, they matched up against Channel Islands, taking a win 3-1. Then they went up against Fillmore that week on Thursday, taking another win 3-0. Then on Tuesday and Thursday, Tuesday they went up against Nordhoff, taking another shutout win 3-0. And then when they went up against Panimi, once again another shutout 3-0.
Next up, we have the Santa Barbara Dons, where we could not find the scores for Newberry Park Panthers, but they came up winning against Santa Ynez Pirates 3-1, and another win against Arroyo Grande Eagles 3-0, and another win against Buena 3-0 as well.
Then we have our Buena Bulldogs, who had a total of 3 games over these past few weeks. They went up against Fillmore, taking a tough loss 0-3. Then they went up against Panimi, being able to only score 1 set off of them, but still losing 1-3. Then they went up against Nordhoff with once again an 0-3 loss.
Next up, we have the San Marcos Royals, where they took a close win against Valencia Vikings 3-2, and we couldn't find any scores for the Warren Bears or the San Marcos game, but they ended up winning against Torrance Tartars 2-1. The Redondo Union Seahawks took a win over the San Marcos Royals 2-0. But Santa Marcos comes back the next game against the Notre Dame Knights 2-0, and ending it off, we have them losing against the Miracosta Mustangs 0-2.
All right, then we had Rio Mesa, who also had a total of 5 games over these past few weeks. They went against Simi Valley, taking a close loss 2-3. Then they went against Camarillo, taking another loss 0-3. Then they went up against Calabasas in another 5-set game, but unfortunately taking a loss 2-3. Then they matched up against Oaks Christian, a tough game there, another 0-3 loss, and another 0-3 loss against Dos Pueblos on Thursday, March 5th.
Next up, we have the Oxnard Yellow Jackets, where Valencia Vikings take a dominant win over them 3-0, as well as the Bishop Diego Cardinals, also 3-0, but they come back and win against the Laguna Blanca Owls 3-1. Sadly losing to the Santa Ynez Pirates 3-2 in a close loss, and just sweeping Del Sol with a 3-0 record, or 3-0, sorry, although San Marcos wins 3-0 against them.
Now we have Dos Pueblos, who also played a total of 6 games over these past few weeks. They went against Calabasas. Unfortunately, Calabasas took all 3 sets home, so they lost 0-3. Then they went up against Santa Ynez again, but this time they took them down in a 3-set sweep 3-0. Then they went up against Laguna Blanca in a close-ish match, taking the win 3-1. Then against Bishop Diego, they ended up taking a loss 1-3. Then they went up against Oak Park, taking a 3-set sweep 3-0, and then went up against Valencia, only being able to take away 1 set, losing 1-3.
Now, we've only played 1 league game so far, so Ventura, Dos Pueblos, San Marcos, and Santa Barbara are all tied right now with a 1-0 record, and Oxnard, Pacifica, Rio Mesa, and Buena are tied once again with an 0-1 record. But for next games, we have this Tuesday and Thursday, where the Ventura Cougars face off against the Santa Barbara Dons, Dos Pueblos Chargers face off against the Pacifica Tritons, Oxnard Yellow Jackets face off against the Rio Mesa Spartans, San Marcos Royals face off against the Buena Bulldogs.
Then on for the Thursday games, we have Buena that will be at Ventura, Oxnard who will be at Pacifica, and Rio Mesa who will be at Santa Barbara.
And that's it for this week here on KSPN TV for boys volleyball, and we hope you join us for next week's results. Bye, everyone.